Hello. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone is having a lovely day and a lovely week altogether. Welcome, welcome. And ready for some The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? I know I am. I feel like I need The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're just waiting for it to load, and then we get straight to it. Oh, Steam always hates me. I feel like it hates everyone. But yes, how is everyone doing today? I am ready to do some detectiving. Do some detective work. There we go. English. So let me bring you up to speed of what is happening. We have started case 2. We are on a ship on our way from Japan to Britain. But along the way, our friend Kazuma, is that his name? Kazuma has been murdered. He has been murdered, and we are all very, 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 very sad because we love Kazuma to bits. Excuse me. I don't know why I've got them. Oh, my neck is a bit red. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so Kazuma died. You know, our best friend with a banner? With a headband on him? Yes, it's him. And we found out that it was actually a snake called a speckled band that might have killed him. And it was written in his journal. And so we figured out that the vent in his room, it does not connect to the outside as it should be. It's not really a ventilation at all because it's connected to the next room where the speckled band was released from and end up killing Kazuma. And we have a guest star. We also have a guest star who is helping us. Herlock Sholmes, who is obviously, you know, being inspired by Sherlock Holmes. However, this isn't the first time that Sherlock Holmes is being inspired and being called Herlock Sholmes. I've actually found out quite recently that books called Lupin, Arsène Lupin, also has a character called Herlock Sholmes by Maurice Leblanc, a 1910 book. So this isn't out of the ordinary. But yes, that is where we left off. Shall we get straight to it? Let's go. And I forgot to get rid of the Elgato. Bear with. Lovely. Okie dokie. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yes, we've already investigated the room, so we know some investigation. Tools and how to investigate. Also, talking to people is part of investigation as well. So, yes, let's get straight to it. The 9th of January, 7:48 a.m. SS Buria, first class cabin passageway. Lovely jubbly. Woo! I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he's sitting down. And look at him, man-spreading. Look at him. He's so man-spreading, his legs are clipping. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose, like people in handcuffs. No, Hodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. Yeah, I really hate that pitying look, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we are examining the hallway, it looks like. Let's go. What are we doing? Well, let's have a look at this. This is like a plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck. Look. The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Very good question. Oh, that's really quite simple now, Hodo-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Archipelago? The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. Sure. Let's have a look around this section for a bit. What about this? There's a huge book on top of the table there, and there's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? What are you expecting from a ship log? Also, wouldn't that guy stop you? You have handcuffs on. The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. How is there nothing to report? There was a murder. Unless no one knew that the murder happened. No, the murder happened last night. That's the way to the second-class area of the ship. Okie dokie. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman will surely shoot you dead. Thanks. 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 Susato. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, you knew what you were saying. Don't you act all innocent. She's a canine. She may look innocent with her pink kimono and her hair up in a ribbon, but she's conniving. I can see it. You can see it. We all can see it. No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Apart from just being killed by a snake from a snacker. Hello, burly man. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it? Oh, right. Let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid. Oh. Incredibly rude. Ooh. Oh. We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not Sailor. My mother gave me a name. I'd be worried if she didn't. I am Senior Crewman, Biff Stroganoff. Beef stroganoff? Is that what your mom ate when she was giving birth to you? Also, is beef stroganoff a Russian food? These sailors are Russian, by the way. I'm just wondering. Beef stroganoff. Yep, it's a Russian dish. It's an originally Russian dish of sautéed pieces of beef served in a sauce of mustard and smetana. I don't know what a smetana is, but good to know. Your mom should go to jail. Especially with the name Biff. Who calls their child Biff? When I think of Biff, I think of Back to the Future. And he was an asshole, okay? Whew, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Or just make fun of him. Make fun of his name. Biff Stroganoff. First class cabin area. All right, then, Biff. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are in finest parts of Burio's steamship for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. That is why I am always guarding this place. Also, I know for the fact that these sailors are Russian. I am not going to attempt a Russian accent. It's just going to be terrible and probably offensive. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but stroganoff is not animal. No, stroganoff is a dish. Actually, stroganoff does contain an animal. It contains beef, which is from a cow. So technically, you are pretty much an animal. You're just a dead one succumbing in stew. Thank you. If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied? Da! Duh. Okay, could you tell me? Oh, for fuck's sake, I understood that. You understood that, guys. Sasato-san, did you understand that? He's saying yes. Oh. It sounded like duh. Come on. Even the people who do not know Russian know that that is Russian for yes. Come on. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no. You know what's Russian for no? Niet. Come on. Come on. You're smarter than this. Genius. Not really. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Ooh. Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Good to know. Passenger in the next door cabin. Let's go. Let's go indeed. Could you tell us who's travelling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's? Yeah. His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He's a very important Western gentleman. Mr. Grimsby Roylott. Mr. Grimsby Roylott. I'm trying to figure out if that is a pun for something. I don't think it is. Let me know. Western gentleman. Western gentleman. Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of student boy. The clause says otherwise, good sir. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. That's not proof that he's done it or not. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. You don't know that. What, did you have a cup of tea with him? Did you discuss it? What do you think of this dude? What do you think of that dude from the Far East, or with a bandana on his head that somehow can feel the wind where there's no wind, and then do karate and knows English and studied to become a lawyer in Britain, and then gets randomly killed by a fucking snake? I think you fucking know. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. I knew he was going to say that, or something along those lines. For fuck's sake. Fucking hell. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Ghost! Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? Duh. That is not your business. You just fucking told us that he's a Western gentleman, and that this first cabin is important. It's for important people. So therefore, he's important. I put 2 and 2 together. You're an idiot, Stroganoff. Alright. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Seaman Stroganoff. Imagine Stroganoff just made of semen. Duh, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. Well, I'm in, bitch! I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? None of your business. It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? He's gonna say no. Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Did you? Fuck. Well, he's pissed. I presume he's saying yet, which is Russian for no. Well, fuck you, dude. There's no need to get angry. A simple net would have been suffice, okay? Susato-san, did you understand that? It is clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises? Or sense anything was wrong in some way? Why are you avoiding my eyes? Hey, come here. Look at me. Look at me. I said no. He's lying. He's lying. He's lying. He's lying. So he is lying. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. No, we all saw that. We all saw that. He wouldn't look at you in the eye. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh, okay. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, all right. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. Well, goody. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. We weren't thinking of escaping. We just want to we just want to investigate my best friend's murder. How is that so difficult to understand? Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. I don't think... Oh, we've done that one. Oh, we can look at the book again. That book on top of the table, that really is huge, and there's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. I will never be able to say that word. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. It's the same as last time. Okay, well, fuck you, I guess. There's nothing here. Can I go? Beautiful. There's a bell. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? Unisque, it's a fucking bell. That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. But it wasn't pressed when there was emergency. There was a murder. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this I have to steal. What are you doing, Naruto-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'll be in an even worse situation. She's got a point. She's got a point. As a matter of fact, it'll probably get you in a lot of trouble because you are disrupting, you're disrupting the captain, the workers. Jeez. You can't see it, but there's a mouse trap on the left-hand corner. Why is there a mouse trap? You got mice. There's a snake around. There's a snake around. Which means there probably won't be any mice. Oh, I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. Yes, ma'am. Let's have a look. A trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Fun fact! Fun fact, mice are actually not into cheese as much as people think. Strangely enough, but that is without a doubt a Tom and Jerry myth. What the food that mice are actually very into. Sorry, I accidentally pressed space. The food that mice are actually into are fruit and seeds and oats. I know this because I had to we had a mouse in a house because a cat brought it in, and we managed to coax it out with some apples, and it very much loved its apples. And when we took it to the next door neighbor who loves to check up on mice, it turns out that the mouse was pregnant and was very much enjoying the apples. So we saved a pregnant mouse, pregnant field mouse, and which we were very happy about. But yeah, in case you want to know, they don't like cheese. They like fruit. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it now, Hoda-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But, I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Stop torturing me. And Ryunosuke, stop giving her something to pity about. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500 and... how many cabins are there? Sounds like a really big ship to have so many cabins. And then we have this. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging, which is a snake. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Let's ask. Knock, knock. If the other side says, who's there, I'm going to scream. Nothing. Nothing. Ooh, nothing. No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Oh. Ah! Stand aside. Sholmes! I'm about to break the door down. He said I make him sound so laddie. Mr. Sholmes! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. It's a very busty door. You good. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What prey can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. 9th of January. This is getting tense. SS Buria, first class cabin number 2. Number 2. Hi. Hi. Who are you? You. Also, where's the woman? Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True. This old man does appear to be the only person in here. The bookshelf with all the books and the statue knocked over. It looks like Casimir's. Was this intentional, or did they recycle the frame? But in that case, who just screamed? Get out, all of you, now! Maybe he just has a girly scream. Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby and Roylott, I believe? Yes, that's me. And you are? I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No. Oof. Oof, the burn. I think he needs some aloe vera. Oh. God. I am a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. He does. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small travelling case? Well, don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Yeah, I agree. I would have gone for the duffel bag. What the fuck? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Travelling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Oh shit. Oh my, did you see that? Is it not harder? Yes. The case just shook. Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbour, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Do I have to converse with you? So first off, let's examine. I don't think I can examine the case. What do you think you're doing? Ah! This is my cabin. Get out! Could we just have a quick look inside your travelling case, perhaps? No. Oh, what a pity. I think we're out of luck. I think you're right. There doesn't appear to be anything more we can do. I agree. There may be someone else who can help. Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Warlord. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? I don't know why I made him talk like James from Pokemon, but roll with it. Roll with it. Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course. Sorry. Merci. Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service. Then go for it. Sorry. I got a stuffy nose and it's not going away. Ow, I don't know why my nose hurts. Okay. Beautiful. Oh! And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? I don't. Why, the truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh, yes, please. Okay, Sato is a little bit excited. Well then, what you're about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Go for it. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? What? I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you or anyone. That's right. I'm Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. Shh. I must have complete silence. What are you doing, Sholmes? Shh. You need silence. Even the music is quiet. Oh, the music is so nice. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. Poor dude is confused. I'm confused. Are you confused? I'm very confused. There could be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Warlott, I've reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number 1. Your true identity is that of a villain. I'm just sitting here with the shows. What the fuck is going on? Using those shares, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Huh? And number 2, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not? No, Henderson! I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes's great deductions with my own eyes. That was a great deduction. Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he could deduce all there is to know about a person. What ineffable twaddle! I even have Mr. Sato, like, talking like Sherlock Holmes. I can imagine that she's picking up, like, his speech because she just admires him so much. Do you know when you pick up something that you idolize from someone that you idolize? No? Just me? Well, okay. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the colour has drained from Mr. Roylott's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes's conclusions were right. How could you? How could I possibly know such things you wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery? Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Great. The game is afoot. Yes! Oh my god, I love this. Old man's identity. Oh, this needs tea. So, the dubious looking Russian. Mr. Roylott. Obviously, what catches the eye in the first place? The hat, sunglasses, and the beard. It's the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Oh my god, yes. Wait, he's got a newspaper in his pocket. I forgot. I forgot. So there is a newspaper. There is a news of a princess slash ballerina being missing. She was missing. She's in the case. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? It's very magnificent. It's a majestic beard, I'll say that. It's a magnificent beard. Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular the fascinating front-page article. Which, it would appear, you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary violin Bolshevik flees Russia by Shanghai. Yeah, but that guy's face looks longer. It looks more like a horse. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, violent Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Well, shit. Revolutionary on the run. Ooh. This is fun. Wrongdoing. This is where we get to end up talking about the girl. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you that I speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that travelling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps, one slight enough to fit therein. Don't be absurd! And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the travelling case? The ballerina! Ah! Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? You're careless or kudo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cudel betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your travelling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another most stimulating article. Whew. If we turn from the fleeting revolutionary to the back page. The girl, renowned prima ballerina of the Norfolk Ballet, disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us up to but one conclusion. She's very pretty. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Kidnapping of a young ballerina. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes's great deduction of this Russian enigma, Eleminsky. I love that. I love that. That was so much fun. Deception? That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes's brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. Well, it was great. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's a newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing alike each other. Yeah, I was gonna say, the guy in the newspaper looks like a horse. Oh yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. Hello, Peter. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Let me give you a shout out. How are you doing today? Yes, we play some of the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Please welcome Herlock Sholmes. There is actually a book character called Herlock Sholmes, but obviously this is a portrayal of Sherlock Holmes. But yes, I love his character. I love what they did. It's funny. Well, able to revolutionize his own appearance. How you been, Peter? Hope you're having a lovely day so far. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylott does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina, indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you pushed really hard. What about them gymnastics? Gymnasts that can fold themselves into a ball. What are they called? I am good. I am tired from work. No, but I am good. I am good. Thank you, thank you. Do you know what those gymnasts called that can fold themselves? Circus stunts. There is a word. Fold themselves into trunks. Contortionists. Contortion acts often accompany acrobatics, circus acts, street performers, and other live-performing arts. I don't think the ballerina is a contortionist. I do hate the buttons being super small. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? No, she's 18. You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. Okay. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men are consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheliness in their bodies. I've never heard of this. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear. You might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. I was thinking of contortionists when I was just Googling contortionists. Oh, this whole thing is turning into a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off. Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato. It's just 1 or 2 key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some keywords in his deductions. Oh no, is this another puzzle game? Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'll unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. This man is a lot of work, I know, but he's cute, so I don't care. At times, I wonder how everyone puts up with me. Yeah, but you have a very cool hat. It's not that funny. Ah, and you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Ah, where are your handcuffs? Yeah, where are his handcuffs? Huh? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it! Mr. Shams, you are a marvel. And look, if a girl is really in that small cave, don't you think she might be suffocating? And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh god, this is going to be difficult. So the dubious looking Russian, Mr. Herlock, obviously. What catches the eye in the first place? Do I have any court records? Consumer's diary. Okay. So he's the victim, Kazuma. Sorry, Kazuma. I miss you. It's like Mia all over again. Fucking hell. In the first place. It's the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? No, you would use a razor. I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either. Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to stitch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better, then what? Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san. Why am I the one to do something about this? Because you're the one who wants to find out about Kazuma's murder. That's what. Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. Let's go. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for? Was the old man really about to cut the thick hat? Oh.
Yes.
The golden locks. Oh! You're on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intended to expose. Oh, those are luscious locks. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. Oh my god! It's a she! That's the ballerina! It's a ballerina! Disguised as a theater! You're not a man at all. You're a woman. And judging from the lengthy sheen of your hair, one's still very much in her youth. No. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed the light on the matter. She's the ballerina. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals her true identity is the article about the revolutionary. No. Well, there was a shock. I had no idea the old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise. Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry? You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts with Mr. Shores. I mean, he does look like he's having a whale of a time. I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business. Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman. Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a woman in a situation like that recently. Oh gee, who could it be? Alright, I'll do my best. Oh, percent.
Yes!
The evidence that reveals her true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. This is amazing, I love this. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina. Miss Nikolina Pavlova. You're cooking supper at the moment? No worries. Tell me, what are you cooking? Hey, we got her. We got her. Hi. You're right. I do love spaghetti. I do love spaghetti. I just had spaghetti bolognese actually. Very nice, very nice, very nice indeed. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. A ballerina on the run. Sold. So she wasn't kidnapped. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. Oh. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that travelling case. This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that travelling case as well. No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix a great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased now, Hoda-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Yes. Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. You mean drinking? She's 15. Hello? She's stolen the tiara. Oof.
Yes!
Amazing! The proof of her crime is surely this tiara. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novofish Ballet, is it not? Is it worn? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. Oh, fuck yeah! It's fucking expensive! In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. No. Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Wait, but isn't this a room for where the snake was from? Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now. Come, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? Oh, what do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open this travelling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless crudel betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. He's completely changed tack with his deduction now. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a completely take a weird turn. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you? Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just the bookshelf. It's just a wild guess, surely. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree. That's the only answer. Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. There's not books on the shelf. Rules of passage. So we've got rules of passage and small. I think it's a rules of passage.
Yes!
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly for... She's got the snake in there. Is it a snake? She might have a snake. Pets are also strictly forbidden. She has a pet in the case. No, it's going to be suffocated. Is that case of yours? Is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel? That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. Hey. As you've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time. But no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your travelling case. It's the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. A snake? Ah! We got there. Possession of a prohibited animal. This is the best. Deduction complete. Elementary. Yeah. We did it. So clearly you aren't who you said you were. I'm not Grimsby Roylott. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel, which couldn't have been easy. The Boreal is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could you really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. How did the other sailor not notice this? Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you, about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself, so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your travelling case? You are right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew... Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return... You must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Yes, alright. I will tell you. Ooh. This will be juicy. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, Wasn't it something, Mr. Sholmes's great deduction? It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrists. My... No. Ah, your hands are cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. When and why? There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Miss Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Can't it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was. We discussed this, it was a snake. I suppose we're talking to the girl. Did you know that someone was killed in a cabin next door to this one last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh. That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example. Perhaps people talking. Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened. Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. Okay, well that was about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, thanks Pavlova. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovik Ballet? Yes. I'm travelling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life. You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder. But a tiara is mine. I need it to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovik Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes, and the crew of this ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... Conundrum. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle. Oh, she looks so terrified. Bless her heart and soul. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Buria stopped by no port last night. Ah, that's it, of course. So how is it, pray, that you come to be aboard? Good question. Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard. I keep saying it's not your business. Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry? What was that? It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens, because I am an angel. Well, it seems like that she's not going to tell us. Okay. Well, fuck. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid. Mr. Shons once said, I never can resist the touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same. A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. What I once said about myself, I'm sure. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact. Okay. Yes, Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. So let's talk to her about her pet, shall we? So the friend you mentioned is inside your travelling case, is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage. No, please don't tell any of the crew. Oh, she looks so scary like that. She looks really scary like that. If they found my precious... Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, very reassuring. But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it? It's a shenek. It's a sanaka. Maybe an adorable little rabbit? Ha! You credit Russia as a land of small rabbits, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then? You may well ask. I have no idea. Don't mind bother say it. You may ask. I have no idea. Think, Sherlock. Huh. You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerina's friends. Okay, why don't you guess then? Is it a tarantula? Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken. Where does he get that? Where does he get a chicken? Is it a chicken? Really? Consider the benefits. Alright, let's hear it. A rousing wake-up call. Daily fresh eggs. And when adversity strikes, it can satisfy the needs of subsistence. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. Note to self, you can eat your friends. A Pavlova's like, you're fucking having a giggle. No, it's not a fucking... Why would I have a chicken in my as my pet? Actually, no, chickens are lovely. I used to have a friend. I had a friend who had chickens as pets. She had 6 chickens, and they were all very, very lovely. Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret, not to be revealed. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. I'm presenting something to her. Okay. door. Maybe I can show her this? Oh no, I have to... I'm an idiot, so I need to go back and pick present. Miss Pavlova, would you take a look at this? I don't know. I don't know anything. Listen to Hodo. You're frightening the poor girl. Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to. Miss Pavlova, about this article. Did you know about this merciless revolutionary already? No. But when I saw the picture, I couldn't believe it. He looks just like me in my disguise. Huh? Am I the only one around here with eyes? The other man, the one wearing the brown, he also said so. He said we look the same. Yes, he says a lot of things, but I have a strong feeling that besides you and the great detective, you won't find another soul on this ocean who thinks there's any similarity there at all. Mr. Norohodo, I won't allow you to speak ill of Mr. Sholmes. No, I wouldn't dream of it. Okay, what if I... Miss Pavlova, about this article. You look so beautiful, like a fairy. I'm scared. If my picture is in the newspapers. You poor girl. She's so young, just 15 years old. For her to have run away all by herself, she must have felt very, very alone. What am I supposed to show her? This is the diary of my friend who passed away. His diary? Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m., what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? I don't understand. It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall. In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh. Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything. Oh. Well, that was about it. Well, that went great. Oh, and fantastic. There's a knock on the door. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Yes, what? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once, please. Alright, I will come now. What? You must leave, now. Oh no, it's fine, don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Roylott. Get out! The passenger said out, or you want me to throw you out? Ugh, it looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. Oof. What a pity. Well, fuck, we can't investigate the cabin. Brilliant. And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. To be continued. To be continued. I say we will leave it there. Yes, we will save. We will save this. We will overwrite this. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Right, I am going to leave it here. I know it's a very short stream, but I am very, 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 very tired. So yes, I am going to leave it here and turn on the music back on. But yes, I do hope you guys very much enjoyed my stream. Enjoying the adventure of the unbreakable speckled band. As it is very, very fun. We learned a lot about Miss Pavlova. It's very, very clear that she's got a snake in her trunk. But yes, but does that make her a murderer? Only one way to find out, and we have to find that out next week. So yes, stay tuned, stay tuned. Before I go, I need to find somebody to raid. I am going to raid Lady, who is playing a Monsters Expedition. Fantabulous. Raid Lady. So yeah, so do give her all the love in the world, the lovelies. And she's a fantastic, beautiful streamer. But anyway, guys, thank you ever so much for joining me in my stream. I do hope you very much enjoyed it. Tomorrow, we are going to be playing, it's Words on Wednesdays. We're going to be playing some Words on stream. So I do hope you will get your thinking caps on already. Anyway, guys, do take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I shall see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.